Hi everybody, welcome back. It's been a minute. I just need to adjust this really quick because I'm afraid that it's gonna fall. Sorry. Had a video planned for last Saturday, like 5 days ago, and a big part of my plan was my my haul, so that I could show some new starts that I was going to have, and my haul did not come. It did not come like tracking said it was going to. It was due to come on Saturday, and it came on Tuesday, and I was really disappointed. Sad. Anyway, and I'm coming to you from my sewing area, not my stitchy spot. I'm in the basement with my sewing area. Over on this side is work table, and you are actually perched on the top of my sewing machine, which is hilarious. And over there is my cutting table and long arm and ironing. Anyway, one day we'll get a tour, but not today because it's a hot mess in there. So I've got some haul to go over, which I'm really excited about. Definitely some things that I wasn't able to purchase, like literally run off and buy them as soon as I hear about them. It's insane. FOMO, I'm telling you. I have some whip updates on my house blessing dog and my very Merry Christmas town. I have 5 new starts, and I think I'm going to end it up with the stitching style tag by Pam Reed because I like that one. So busy, jam-packed. And I'm holding this paper and I don't need to. So let's get haul. Somebody, I think on Cross Stitch and Discuss, was working on a project for the One Challenge, and the One Challenge was where you picked a whip and you worked on it for 2 weeks, which I did, and you'll see an update. She was working on I don't know, Art Deco cottage, is that what it's called? Anyway, it's this, and of course I can't see what you see, so I'm gonna assume that you can see this. It is this from the World of Cross Stitch. I wrote down which one it was. June 2015, number 229. 229, yes. I don't see that information on this anyway. But anyway, there it is. Now I can see it. That is what it is. She did it. I think she finished it, and it's gorgeous. And I dropped everything and went out on eBay and picked up this magazine. It was sealed. It came with these little flosses, Madeira flosses, and this little teeny book inside. So I will work on that eventually. It's beautiful. I could not have it. So I did that. The Crafty Curator had posted a haul, and she had talked about these little mesh bags that she got, which really aren't mesh, but they're plastic. I bought 2 of these. So here is one. This is the 10 by 13 size. It's an awesome size for a smaller project and all of your stuff. It's pretty thick. It's not mesh, it's plastic. I mean, it has mesh in it, but it's enclosed. I don't know. I think, like she said, it's probably not waterproof, but definitely water resistant. Like, you could splash something on here and wipe it off, and I think your stuff inside would be just fine. So I got this size, 10 by 13, and then I got this size, which has stuff in it. Look how big that is. This is large. I don't even know how big it is. But this has 7, 8, 9 things in it right now. And it has this zip. It's pretty cool. It's got stuff in it for the video. So I'm happy with this. I might buy more. We're gonna put this down for now. I also went out on Amazon and purchased a pattern that somebody had seen, and I'm just looking to make sure if this is it. This is my Amazon purchase. So Calico had shown this one. Somebody else had shown this one. A few people had. But it's Paula Vaughn's Quilts for All Seasons. I am a quilter. I have mentioned that before. Quilting is my thing. And here's the back. Though I did cross stitch before I started quilting. Quilting is what I do. Quilting is the business that I have. And I have been looking for quilting cross stitch patterns to work on. So I'm really excited about this. I know that there is a Paula Vaughn stitch along happening in one of my Facebook groups that I really need to research and find it, because I will definitely be doing one of these. And I love fall. It is my absolute favorite season. But I am really drawn to this one. I love this quilt block, actually. I am, yeah, that one might be the one. I think that's the one. I always reserve the right to change my mind, because I also really love this one. Tulips are my favorite flower. I don't know. But I bought that. I bought that because somebody else bought it and I had to have it. I also went out on eBay. I believe that it was Carolyn Mazzio who purchased this Home of a Quilter, and I ran right out and purchased it. You can see the chart a little bit, but that's all right. Home of a Quilter. How cute is that nonsense right there? These little quilt blocks at the bottom, this little lady doing her thing, these little clothes up here, the little beds with the quilt. Ah, yes, 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 yes. So I ran out and got that on eBay and it's sealed. It looks like it might have been open. I don't know. It's sealed. It's good enough. So yeah, good deal on that. Very excited. Super duper excited. I also ordered some stuff from 123 Stitch. Only half of my order came, which I'm kind of disappointed about. I don't even know. It doesn't seem like there's very much in here. Oh dear. So, excuse me, they had a sale on like chicken related things. And my neighbor and I both have chickens, and she's really into her chickens. So I thought I would make this for her. This is a Bent Creek hen sampler. How fun is that? I could have taken it out of the bag. I should have. But it's so fun. It looks like it's a super quick stitch. I figured she'd love that for Christmas. Or at some point. We don't really buy each other for Christmas, but the point of gift giving is not to get something back anyway. So I like to surprise her with things. On a side note, last year we were at a quilt retreat, which is coming up in a few weeks. And in the bed and breakfast, they had one of those old time egg weights, you know, that says extra small, small, old timey, super cute, and she loved it. So when we got home, I hopped on eBay and I bought her one, and I gave it to her a couple weeks later, and you know, she was all, oh. So that's just how I am. But anyway, so it comes with this, or the suggested fabric was this 32 count natural light linen. And I bought the flosses for it. This linen is nasty. It's like screen. I think I probably am going to try to wash it or something beforehand, but it's like super stiff. And you can see right through it. And maybe that's just the way linen is. I don't know. And it's got super tiny. I've never stitched on anything over 28 count. So this is really small. This is super duper small. But it's what it called for. So I'm going to try to work with it. I think that I moved. I think that I can try to soak it and maybe get some of the sizing out of it, and it would be a little more workable, because I don't like that. And I bought all the flosses that go with it. So there were several Simply, well, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, 5 Simply Shaker, Gentle Arts, a couple weeks. I just dropped something on my foot. So these, oh, look at that. This is the color palette that goes with it. Very country. I think it's going to be fun. Oh, and there are a couple DMC. Here's a green DMC. And there's another DMC. I'm not going to get it out. So, yeah, I think those are going to be gorgeous. I think that's going to be fun. So I look forward to starting that soon enough to get it done by Christmas. And then I also, this has been on my wish list for more than a minute. Needleworker, so excited. Don't know when I'm going to start this, but got it. Came with a floss. Got this. Why does this seem so big? This is a khaki Lugana, 28 count. I don't think this called for 30 count. Probably linen of some sort. I like Lugana, so maybe that's why it's a little bit bigger. But, so pretty, and I think that the called for fabric was actually out of stock. It's been out of stock for a long time. So I look forward to starting that soon, which will be coming up. That will be happening. Yeah, so that was my haul so far. I have not heard back from Picture This Plus yet about my order, but I'm not shocked because it usually takes about a month. So that should be coming soon. Gina's Unique Needle Minders. I haven't gotten my invoice yet from the July 25th sale. Maybe it wasn't the 25th. Maybe it was like the 27th or something. But I haven't even got my invoice yet. I know that her Halloween sale was ridiculous. So I'm expecting that in the next day or so. So those things will be coming. Half of my 1, 2, 3 stitch order is on back order. That should be shipped the 11th of August, they said. So I'm hoping by the time I come back from vacation, it will be in my mailbox. Super excited about that. I also bought, I guess this is haul. I didn't think about it. So in case you didn't know, my nose is running, if you didn't know that, Heaven and Earth Designs is having a 35% off sale for the next week or so. And I only have one Haid kit so far. Side note, I have a hard time with Heaven and Earth Designs because I love it and I love the concept. But there's a lot of, I'm not really a fantasy person. I'm not into unicorns or Pegasus or fairies with the pointy ears. But they do have some designs that I wish I could find easier that I really like. Some of their flowers, there was a butterfly one that I really liked. There was one called, it was a quick stitch called Motherhood, which actually I purchased floss for and fabric for. I really like that one. I wish there was a better search option that is not fairies. Like if there was a box that said not fairies, I would be about it, because there are 27 bazillion charts that are beautiful, but to have to click through all of them is maddening. They would get probably a lot more money for me if there was a no fairy option. If you're watching, make that box. So anyway, so I went to Joann's because I had a 30% off coupon to buy floss. I have more patterns. To buy floss for a couple patterns I wanted to kit up. So I guess I can just show you. So this is my big box, or big bag of floss. Which I have a lot more to show than I thought I did. Oops. I purchased some patterns on Etsy. So this pattern, this Mr. and Mrs. pattern, is from Stitchrovia on Etsy. And Teresa Little Stitcher finished it as a wedding sampler for her brother, I want to say. Let's see if I can get in a little closer. And Jewelicious has been working on it, though she modified it to say Mr. and Ms. because she ain't nobody's Mrs. That made me die laughing. And changed some of the colors. So I saw this and I really liked it for myself. My husband and I got married in the fall. We got engaged on November 1st, got married on November 8th as to not cross over into rifle season. My husband's a hunter, his family is a hunter, and he didn't want to be that jerk that was off hunting all the time. He wanted, yeah, for our anniversary. He didn't want to be hunting, and we wanted to get married before his parents went to winter in Florida, and so it ended up being a 5-day engagement, which worked out because my mom is an officiant, and she just married us, and we had some of our friends, and no big deal. So anyway, so I'm looking at this pattern, and I'm like, I don't like these colors for us. I don't like these colors. I mean, I like the colors, but I don't like them for us. So I looked at it, and I thought, okay, oh man, see what happens? Sorry. That's crazy. I hit my sewing machine and it flopped back. That might happen a few more times. So, how am I going to pick these colors? I was a little tense about that. And then I remembered somewhere I have a picture of my wedding bouquet. My friend took pictures, and they're beautiful, and she took some very nice shots, and she gave me a disc, which is somewhere around my house, and she uploaded a lot to Facebook, which is awesome. So I went delving back several years ago to find them on her page, and I found them. And then I started looking at them, and they're gorgeous. There's yellow and orange and burgundy and some greens, and they're beautiful. I'm like, how am I going to do this? So then I remembered the Crafty Curator talking about Pick-to-Pat, and I'm sure a lot of people have used it. And I was like, you know what? I know that they will give me a floss list if I upload the picture. So I uploaded my picture to Pick-to-Pat. The program made it into a chart, like, so awesome. And then I started looking at it, and I thought, I should stitch as a companion piece my wedding bouquet and put them together and like hang them in the bedroom. So that's what I'm gonna do. So this is a picture. I don't have the original picture, but this, oh, it looks really good on camera, far away. So this is a picture of my bouquet. So I don't know what all these things are. There's a rose. I think that might be a sunflower, a daisy-ish thing. I think this is a calla lily. I don't know. But this, I'm gonna stitch this. I charted it for 18 count, the highest detail, so it's like 75 colors. I think it's beautiful. That makes me feel really good that you can see it like that on camera, because maybe that's closer to what it would look like when it's stitched. I don't know. So a lot of those colors that you saw in that bag are from this, and then I'm going to take some of those colors and apply it to the Mr. and Mrs. I'm excited about that. I also purchased from Etsy a few Satsuma Street patterns, and I had to get a binder because I started printing this stuff out. So I got these Christmas things. I'm excited about those. I'm probably going to do this one this year, but make it 2015 because she did update the patterns. So I'm probably going to do that. Forgot something, that's okay. I've been eyeing this one for a while. This Garden Cat, super cute, bright, obnoxious colors because I love them. And this one I liked. I like it, and I would like to work on this soon. Good things happen to those who hustle. Yes, they do. This is my life right here. Hustle all the time. Hustle, hustle. So, those were my Etsy things. Also, yesterday, so I've been perusing, this is not cross-stitch related, I've been perusing some ways to handle my cross-stitch storage, because right now, Pampers cardboard box, and after I add this stuff, there will be no room in that box. It's already overflowing. It's ridiculous. So I knew that Trisha the Left-Handed Stitcher had done a few YouTube videos on her floss storage and handling system, and so I actually took some time to really watch it, and I think that I'm gonna like that. So I went, those are magazines I bought, but I don't think that I need to show those. I went out to her blog and got the document for the DMC, and decided that there was no way I wanted to print all that out on my home printer. So, thank you, Staples. Staples has a copy and print option on the internet where you can upload your document, tell them what kind of paper you want, color, black and white, whatever, and then they will print it for you. So I did that, and this is what I have. This is, that is the checkout list. But so I did not realize, are these right? And maybe it's because they're for the snack bags. Because I'm remembering back to a video that I just watched yesterday about how she cut them. And I was like, there's only one on each. But these ones have two. But I did get it for the snack bags. I will make this work no matter what. Anyway, so I did them all. Obviously, they're in color. I used, I think she said that she used, Trisha, the left-handed stitcher, said that she used 110 pound cardstock. That was going to be even more expensive. Just doing this was over 50 bucks. It was like $54. But I would have spent that at least in paper and ink. Ink on my inkjet. Crazy. So, that's paper. So anyway, I did this on 80 pound cardstock. It's okay. It's not a cue card, like a index card. It's not that thick by any stretch of the imagination, but it will work for me. It will work for me. And then I thought about doing her Weeks Die Works one too, but I don't have that much Weeks, and that was even more pages. And it was gonna more than double my copy bill, so that's not gonna happen. So that is a project for this month after vacation. I also bought 3 of these photo boxes. They were on sale. Here's another one. They were on sale at Joann's yesterday. So 2 of them I actually got for 97 cents, and this one was $2.97. They were all listed for $1.97 each, so I guess the math works out, but that was kind of weird. So I'm looking forward to that. I also got lights for 50% off, and I have been looking for a little clip-on light. This is not what I wanted. I don't know that this will work completely, but I know that's kind of crazy. It clips here, and then this opens, and I thought, well, maybe I could like clip it to my shirt. So I tried it last night. It's a little stupid. I don't know what I'm going to clip it to. I'm looking for one of those like little reading lamps that I could clip to my Q-snap or my hoop and like sit on the couch, because right now I have one of those flip task light things and I don't like it so much. I don't know. I have to sit in a certain way and I really don't like it. So there are other things that I bought. Like I bought some Ada for those projects from Etsy, and I bought some Krennic for my Heaven and Earth. And I didn't know which 032 because it was on the list. I didn't know which one to get. I'm assuming it's the braid, which is this one, and not the blending filament, but I didn't know, so I got both. I don't know. So anyway, I really do think that that's all of my haul. So whip update, I have to get down into this monster bag that I bought. Cross Stitch and Discuss was having the one challenge, and for 2 weeks you picked one thing to stitch on. Oops, this is not it. So that is what I did. I chose Home Blessing Dog. That would be this one. I did not finish it like I really wanted to. But I did get pretty far. I think when I first started the challenge, I only had like 3 words done. And now I have this. Back up a little bit. There we go. This has been fun. I think I might take this up north with me to finish. Again, that's a Christmas present for my mother-in-law. Hopefully it will be. And so I'd really like to finish that up, and I still haven't decided if I'm gonna frame it or make my own little finishing something or other. I don't know. So I worked on that for 2 weeks and got that much done. I don't stitch every night, though lately I have been, and I have been sorely ignoring my quilting, which I have some deadlines at the end of the month. So I really need to get back on it, but I'm addicted to stitching. I just love it. The other whip that I had was the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Very Merry Christmas Town. And I didn't work on this a whole lot. This would be a new start since my last video, I think. Because I did cheat on my one project for one night. When this was released, I did work on this that one night. And this is all that I have done. It is not very much. I did work on this. I don't know if I worked on it. I did not work on it last night, but the night before I did. I am enjoying it though. I love it. I think I must just be a slow stitcher because I don't feel like I'm making much progress. But I'm working on other things. So put that little thread back. So that's coming along. We'll see. I've thought about taking that one up north too, but I probably won't. So those were my two whips. Maybe I did have, I don't know. Anyway, so those are my two whips. Then I have new starts. So on the group Cross Stitch and Discuss, they started a crazy 7 start. So it was the first 7 days of August, which we're still in, 7 projects in 7 days. So the first one that I started was my Tilton Crafts full coverage. It's a freebie on their website called September's Flower Aster. And this is what it looks like. It's beautiful. It's my first full coverage. Like I said, I thought that would give me a little bit of practice before I jump into a Haid. Though essentially, I mean, the stitching style is the same, is full coverage, full coverage, full coverage. Ooh, my needle minder's stuck. So I started it. It was just some nap time stitching. I don't think the kids napped for very long because they're terrible little monsters. Bless their hearts. So I only got 105 stitches in. There they are. 105 stitches. I am trying parking. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I think I am. I did watch Carolyn's video once, months back. It doesn't look like it's difficult, I guess. I don't know. So just in the 105 stitches, there's 8 colors. 8 colors. It's crazy pants. 8 colors. But that was my first start. So that's for day 1 and for the Tilton Crafts stitch along. I'm excited about that. The second day, which was August 2nd, I started working on another monthly mania from Heart and Hand. Looking for it right now. I'm not enjoying this. I did stitch on it for that day that it was nap time. I usually stitch at nap time. I don't like this because I've been working on smaller counts and this is ridiculously big. So this is all that I've gotten done. Just a little bit of the face, which you can barely see because of the color of this fabric. Ridiculous. But this is what it's going to look like. I'm excited. It's cute. It's just not my favorite now. Even after I did all of those a month or so ago, now that I'm on a smaller count, this big floppy crazy stuff is not. It's not. And I would probably, if I had this to do all over, I would have stitched with 3 strands instead of 2 to get better coverage, but I can't exactly change that now because almost all of them are done, so that'd be crazy. Day 3, I decided to try some black work. One of the things that I want to do in 2016 is save the stitches, and I thought I just really need to try that, you know? So I found a freebie on her website. You can find it on Elizabeth Allman's website. It's called Flower Power Freebie. This is the chart. And this I did work on at nap time and while the kids were in the pool and after they went to bed, and I almost got it done. Look at that. Almost done. It looks very Christmassy. And I think in the middle of these flowers, and in the middle of these little 4 corner guys, I'm going to try beads because I've never beaded before. So I want to try that. This is done on just 14 count Ada, a scrap piece that I have. I love this. And it's not difficult. It's not hard. I think the hardest thing is trying to find a place to start and end your strands, because I'm only working with one and there's not a lot of places to hide it. But it's fun. It's fun. It's a good time. I'll come back to that eventually. And I just used my red is a DMC, and then the black and the green are scraps that I did not have labels for, that I got, I think from a thrift shop, figuring I could just use those for cards or something. So it was perfect. It was perfect. Day 4, which was August 4th, I started my Hey Diddle Diddle. This was ripped out of a magazine in 2003, I believe, just cross stitch. October 2003. So this is what it looks like. Again, a nap time start. And this, I only got the little pumpkin stalk done. Very sad. This is on Even Weave. I think it's DMC. I'm pretty sure it's DMC Even Weave, just this big old sheath that I've had floating around. 25 count, and it is 1/1. It's tiny, but I like it. I like this one a lot. That's going to be fun to finish. A nice Halloween, Halloween thing. Fall's my favorite. Halloween is my favorite. Love it. For it. So, day 5, which was yesterday, August 5th. I'm starting to lose my stuff. I put it up on my ironing board. I'm going to just put it on the floor. So, day 5, I decided to do a little kit that I've had put together for a while. I got it all from 1-2-3 Stitch quite a while ago, like almost a year ago. It's a heart and hand needle art pattern, and it is called We Won Snow. So that's it. That's what I started yesterday. At nap time, I only got half of a snowflake done because my children decided just not to nap at all, and I had errands to run. I had to go to Joann's and all, and grocery shopping. So finally, I just got them up and took them over to Jima's house. So anyway, so I did most of this last night. This, I move my needle minder here. I wonder where my needle is. Anyway, this is what I got done. Most of that last night. So I like it. This is on 16 count Misty Blue Antique Blue. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, 16 count Antique Blue Ada, I believe, from 1-2-3 Stitch. The piece that they gave me was actually enough for 2 of these. Pretty amazing. So I cut it down because it was huge, and that would be a terrible waste of fabric. No. So that one's done. Today, day 6, haven't started yet because I wanted to make this video during nap time. And my in-laws are coming later to pick up the dogs. They're dog sitting. Crazy pants. So, I've already sort of shown this, but today I'm gonna start the Teresa Wentzler Hummingbird freebie, and I don't have a picture, but these are the colors, and there are some beads in there. I have 2 Teresa Wentzler things kitted. This is the one that I'm gonna start though, so I'm excited about that. Sorry, just gotta get this stuff. And then tomorrow, so tomorrow is Friday. Okay, here's the other thing. So we are leaving for vacation on Saturday. And I haven't done a lick of packing. And I have to pack for 5. And all I want to do is sit down and cross stitch. It's crazy. So I don't know when I'm going to get this done. And tonight, I'm supposed to be sewing, not stitching, but sewing on my sewing machine because this is sewing night. I have a rotation. It's not a cross stitch rotation, it's a crafting rotation. And Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are my sewing nights in the basement. And Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are my stitching nights. And then Sunday is whatever I feel like doing. I need to pack. I don't want to pack. So, anyway, so that was 6 days. Day 7, which is tomorrow. I'm gonna start this! I should wait. I just have wanted this for so long. So I'm starting it. Screw it. I can start it. So that's it. The crazy 7. Those are my crazy 7. 7 new starts. I'm going to have so many whips. I need to start finishing them. We need to have a crazy 7 finish. Please, somebody do that. I think that's it. Oh, I did get, when I went to Staples and picked up those copies, I got these out of the school section. Aren't those fun? Those are kind of cute. I hope they hold up, but I thought for little projects, those are fun. A little, yeah, I don't know. They were like $2.50, $2.37. That one's all scraped up. My son will probably try to steal them. I'm going to use those. Okay, so that's it for that stuff. We're going to end it up with a tag. We're going to do Pam Reed's tag, stitching style tag. I'll link the original below. So let's get started. Number 1, favorite fabric. I need to grab my coffee. This is my morning coffee that I'm still working on. So, favorite fabric. I haven't worked on a lot. I've worked on Ada 14, 16. I've never worked on 18, but I have some 18 that I just purchased for my new Haid coming and for my wedding bouquet. So, I think so far I like even weave the best. It's just, I like the way it looks and the holes are defined enough that I'm good with that. The 28 count, like I said, that's the highest that I've gone. We will see with that hen sampler and the 32 count linen. I'm sure I can do it. I need to buy some magnifying glasses, I think. I wear contacts, but I really think a magnifier will help me. So I need to do that. Hopefully that's not a question later. So even weave is my choice right now. Hoop or frame. I use a hoop and I use a Q-snap. I do not have a lap stand or a floor stand because I have toddlers and they do not understand not to touch mommy's stuff. So all of my cross stitch, if it's upstairs in a living area, which a lot of it is, a lot of my works are, they are up on top of my curio cabinet where little fingers can't get to them. So hoop and a Q-snap. Do you use a stand or just hold your frame? I hold them. Someday I hope to have a stand, and I really am concerned working on a very large project. I guess that's why I'm getting quick stitches. I would love to get one of those supersized something or others, but I just don't have a way to handle that yet. A few years when I either have a designated space where the kids don't go or they know better than to touch it, then I'll have that. Number 4, what is your favorite time to stitch? Yes. Every time is my favorite time to stitch whenever I get a chance. I tend to stitch mostly at night because that's when the kids go to bed, and I wish I could stitch more during the day just because the lighting is better, and I like the quiet during the day, but I stitch mostly at night, and that's okay. But really any time is my favorite time. Number 5, do you use a printed paper copy of your chart or digital? I like to touch it. It is paper. In fact, the Haids that I just purchased, that hopefully I'll be able to show you in my next video, I spent the extra money to have the hard copy shipped to me. I just like it. Stuff that I buy online, I print it out. I only have an iPod right now that I use. We have an iPad mini, and sad to say, my 3-year-old usually has that tucked away someplace. By the time I get to it, it's dead. And I don't want to have to count on that. And I don't have a dedicated large tablet to myself. I just have my little iPad, or my iPod. So paper's the way to go for me. Number 6, are you a floss licker? Yeah, doesn't everybody? Crazy. Number 7, do you hoard or buy supplies as needed? I have probably become a hoarder in the past few months. I do have fabric for things that I think I want to stitch them on, but things that I haven't started yet. So I have never just bought floss because I think it's pretty. That's not true. I bought variegated floss because I thought it was pretty. And I did buy those 2 DMC lots on eBay because I wanted more floss in my stash. When I go to Joann's for sales or whatever, though, it's because they're for projects. I'm both. Both. Number 8, what is your favorite floss? DMC is so readily available and has so many awesome colors. Probably DMC. If I'm going for a specialty thread or a hand-dyed thread, the Gentle Art is the ones that I like the best. I haven't really worked with others, so I haven't worked with silks. Not a fan of the satins. I haven't used Krennic yet, so, you know, we'll see. But DMC, and then I really like the Gentle Arts hand-dyeds. Number 9, are you a cereal starter or do you have a whip at a time? This week I'm a cereal starter. Blew that right out of the water. Other than that, I've only ever worked on 1 or 2 things at the same time. I'll call myself a cereal starter for August. It works for me. Do you have more FFOs or UFOs? I only have 1 FFO. I have several FOs, and I have 1 UFO now. I did have 3. I have 1 UFO, which I've never shown, and maybe I'll do that next time because I'd like to pick that up and stitch it. That has a story behind it, so we'll save that for next time. So they're tied. I have 1 UFO and 1 FFO. That's not true. My dragonfly for my friend is my second FFO that I can't show you, so you'll just have to take my word on it. 2. I have more FFOs. Yes. Number 11, do you watch TV while stitching? Not usually. I watch FlossTube or I turn off everything and stitch in the quiet. I find I have to watch what I'm doing. It's not like crochet or knitting that I can only watch a little bit. Like, I have to watch what I'm doing with cross stitch, so I don't generally watch any TV. And I mostly listen to FlossTube and then look up when something super exciting is happening. Number 12, do you mostly stitch alone or do you get together with someone to stitch? I stitch alone. I don't have any friends that cross stitch. A couple weekends ago when I was making my videos, when my husband and the 2 littles were out of town, I actually went over to my neighbor's house and she sewed. She had a couple quilting projects that she was working on. So she sewed and I cross stitched for about 5 hours, and that was super fun. I can see myself doing that again, but she does not do any hand needle arts. And she is my craftiest friend right now. So the rest of my crafty friends that I do like quilt retreat and stuff with, some of them knit, most of them quilt, obviously. So I don't know. I do it mostly by myself, and I'm okay with that. I love my alone time. I love my alone time. Love my alone time. Let me see. Number 13. Do you like to experiment and alter things with your charts, or do you stitch them as written? I generally stitch as written. Sometimes if I don't have a color, I'll sub a color out, or like that Mr. and Mrs. pattern from Stitchrovia on Etsy, I will change colors, and that will be the first time that I ever really customize something. So that'll be fun. I don't know how my eye for color is going to work in cross stitch. You know, I can put things together with fabric for quilting. I do a pretty decent job. We'll see how it works with floss. I don't know. Do you bobbinate floss or not? I don't. And I don't know that I really want to take the time. And I actually have bobbins, several. I do bobbinate kits. But as far as my DMCs that I buy in skeins, I have not bobbinated those. And I don't plan to. That's just too much work for me. Maybe I'll change my mind. We'll see. Number 15, do you start a project in the middle of your fabric or at the corner? Generally, 99% of the time, in the middle. I did start that Tilt and Craft in the upper left-hand corner, and I will start any Haid that I have in the upper left-hand corner probably as well, but most things I start in the middle. I'm just more comfortable that way. Do you have a whip rotation? Number 16. I do not, because until this week, I haven't had a lot of whips. I probably will start something, like pick the ones that need to get done the soonest and work on those, and maybe I'll work on one a week or even 2 a week. But since I am only guaranteed to really stitch 3 times a week, I'll probably do a 1 a week. Excuse me. Like I said, I do have a craft rotation where 3 days a week I can stitch because I do that for me. And 3 days a week I need to quilt or sew because I do that for others. And I don't miss deadlines. So I need to work on that. I have several things that need to be happening in my sewing area and I have been ignoring them. So craft rotation between stitching and sewing, no whip rotation yet. We'll work on that. 17, do you use a timekeeper to keep track of how long it takes you to complete a project? I do not, because up until this point I've only worked on small projects and they could take forever because I have a limited amount of sewing time. I might do that for my Heaven and Earth that I plan on starting in 2016. We'll see. I have to find something. I'm sure there's a cool app for that. Do you use the parking technique? That's number 18. I've just started. It's exciting. I think I'm doing it right. I'm going to go back to Carolyn's video and just watch to make sure. But I think that I'm not overthinking it and it's just happening and it seems to work. I'm a little worried about the lines that people keep saying that they're getting when they go all the way down. When they do the 10 by 10 squares and work down. I don't know. I might have to start working all over. But parking nonetheless. And I need to start marking my charts. I generally don't mark where I'm stitched, and I need to do that. I think somewhere I have some highlighters, and I'm looking up there because I have a shelf with my marking items. And I almost bought, I don't see any, maybe they're upstairs. I almost bought some highlighters yesterday at Staples, but they were ridiculously expensive. Like, I'm sure I have some fine-tipped highlighters at home. I'm sure that I somehow stole some from the office over the 20 years I was there. Number 19, do you keep your orts? I do, and I meant to bring my ort jar down, and I didn't, and I'm not going to run all the way upstairs to go get it. So I do. It's a jelly jar, maybe this big, like a canning jar, and I've started throwing my stuff in there, and my husband's like, what is this? It's my ort jar. And then he shook his head because he didn't know. So I do keep them, and I plan on doing something with them at the end of the year, maybe like an ornament, stuffing them in there. I like that idea. I think Carolyn had that idea as well. And I like that. So I'm probably going to do something like that. Maybe with that Satsuma Street ornament, the 2015. Oh, that's a good idea. I could make something with a year on it. And yeah, awesome. Maybe I'll just do that. We'll see. But I plan on doing something with them. Number 20, our final question. Do you have a snack or drink while stitching? I generally have some water next to me, or coffee, depending on the time of day or whether or not I'm super tired. Lately, I have been staying up so late. In the past 2 months, my youngest has started sleeping through the night consistently, like every night, almost every night, knock on wood. And that affords me more than 2 hours at a time of sleep. So I'm finding that I can stay up till midnight, 1 o'clock, still, and they're sleeping in a little bit. So if they sleep until 7 and I go to bed at 1, that's 6 hours of sleep, and that doesn't really seem like a lot, but for me that's a lot because I have been sleep deprived for 1.5 years. That was a tangent about staying awake. So anyway, so sometimes I have coffee at night if I am tired and want to stay up late and work. I do not usually eat. If I want to eat and I'm stitching, I will put my stitching aside, like if I'm watching FlossTube or something, and grab a snack and continue to watch FlossTube and then take care of my stuff, wash my hands, and come back to it. I don't have other snacky things other than that. So that's that. That's Pam's tag. Like I said, I will link it below so you can do it if you haven't. There, I think it was Wonderfully Hopeless. She made a FlossTube tag playlist, so I'm going to be looking at that. I have 2 others printed out. They must be upstairs by the printer, that I plan on doing for my next videos. So I'll get them all done. But that's it. That is it. Thank you for joining me for this very long update. Probably won't be able to update again until after our vacation, which would be about 1.5 weeks or so. But by that time, I should have more stuff to show. I have got to stop shopping. Hopefully, I'll have some progress on some whips that I can show you. And my goal is to get started on my floss inventory storage. So I'm excited to work on that. Thank you again, Trisha, the left-handed stitcher, for that awesome tutorial. There's one more I think that I need to watch just to see how you do it. But I'm excited. I am excited, and that's very awesome of you and generous of you to not only show us what you're doing, but to do all the work. Those snapshots of all of those threads took a minute and a half, at least. And I say that sarcastically because it took way more than a minute and a half. So for you to share that document is fabulous. Thank you for your generosity. I hope I can do it justice. So hope you all are having a great day and have a great weekend and have a great week next week. Hope you're all getting lots done, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.